All right, we back. We finally back, y'all. We finally back after a long rest, just like the soccer league with their COVID. We came back after our personal situations, getting everything popping. B, what's going on, man? You all good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back, man. Sorry for the delay, but very, very pleased to be back. The soccer world, man, it's a lot going on around the globe right now, man. It's kind of
Yeah,
like I tell you, melodrama.
it's a soap opera.
The days of our lives. Exactly. It's the bold and the beautiful on steroids. What's going on right now? But yeah, very entertaining. What's been going on with you, man?
Man, it's been all good, man. Just been trying to just hope that Sancho comes home, man, at some point, man. Just you know,
Still hoping a prayer, huh?
yeah, it's like being at the strip club paying for all this on one girl thinking she's gonna leave with you.
Dedication. I like to see it, man.
Yeah,
Dedication.
it's still an outside chance, man. The transfer will not lead till October, so every week we gonna
Hope and a prayer, man. Yes, I hope.
look.
I hear you.
Let's go into the Champions League, man. What do you think about Bayern locking this all down, man?
Wow, just incredible performance, man. Like, what can I really say? I don't think anybody, would have predicted that score line. So just highly impressed. What's
I
your
mean, the more impressive was the 8-2 over Barca. Was the one like they was out there like this was like a little league game. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that team self-destructed, man. I think that's the end of an era for Barca. But just overall Champions League, man, pretty entertaining this year.
yeah. I mean, how do you feel, Leon, going so far, man? Like, I
But
mean,
that's
they
the
upset
problem.
two teams in a row. That was, I mean, they beat Juve and Manchester
Yeah.
City.
I mean, I guess you think about it, they do play some quality teams in France, but I didn't see them coming like that, man. So good
Yeah, I mean,
performance.
you got to think they didn't even, they're not even back in Europe this year. They was in fifth place in
Right.
their league, so it's like they came
Right.
out there probably like, look, this all we got, baby. This our last dance.
Exactly. I mean, eyes on the prize. I mean, good performance.
So what do you think about this Bayern setup, basically where they're basically, into my eyes, doing the Portland Trailblazers kind of feel, where we just gonna have a whole bunch of sevens. We just gonna
Okay.
stack up what everybody is. Ain't nobody besides Ladowski is great. Everybody else is the sevens. We just gonna stack you with solid sevens across the board and on the bench, and we just gonna throw them at you.
I mean, I think it's maybe a change of an era in the game. You know what I mean? It's
You think
something
this is
that's
gonna be something we're gonna see differently, like going forward?
something that's different. And I mean, they're perennial winners. I mean, their history and performances are definitely fact of matter. So I mean, yeah, it's interesting to see that style of play, but I don't think it'll ever be prevalent in the Premier League. But yeah, it's impressive.
Why do you think it won't? Why do you think it won't be prevalent in Premier League?
I mean, it's just more of the tradition of the Premier League being that long ball over the top, where Germany, Italy, Spain is more ticky tack. You know what I mean? A lot of forward to go backwards, backwards to go forward. Where the Premier League is more smash and grab. Let's hit it 60 yards over the top. You know what
We
I
gonna
mean?
press. We gonna basically press.
The
We gonna move
speed, the
forward.
physicality. You know what I mean? Versus the traditional beautiful game. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so do you think that'll go throughout the rest of Europe, period, and just in England to be on its own island and doing their own thing, or
I
do you think
mean,
that's just basically just gonna be just Bayern, just Bayern?
I think there's, the traditional like, coaching tree and then a lot of the monkey see, monkey do. If, you see something that's successful and you can emulate it with similar parts, then, somebody's going to try it. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. So I mean, I wasn't surprised Bayern. I was surprised actually PSG made it this far. I was ready for the nut up every week.
Yeah, yeah, man. I found it pretty entertaining overall. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I
mean,
mean?
and it was what 1-0 was the game was 1-0, right? Or
Well,
2-0.
I think it was one. I think it was one
Yeah,
nil.
so I mean, and people were like going hard on PSG for like, I'm like, dude, we didn't think they was gonna make it this far, and that was a late goal too for the 1-0. It wasn't like it was a bad thing. I mean, I think a lot puts on Neymar. People a lot put a lot on Neymar. I think in general, and Mbappe. Like,
Yeah, I mean they have a lot of hype, and it's about the performances. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of the time that the hype does get too big.
you think it's the
Um,
money thing too? Like, basically, like Bayern is paying like everybody kind of like general wages, and you paying like the top 10 wages, two cats.
I think sometimes these guys get so much money so early before they really have actually done anything that they never really fulfill. And, a lot of them crack and choke under the pressure. And, Neymar, I mean, he can be incredible, but he can also be missing in action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Mbappe's the same
And
way.
if you know, if you watch that game, he was like overly exerting himself. Like he was going after he was running up to like the goalie and stuff like on stuff like, come on, dude. Like it's like the dude is like super hyped to get in the game. Like I'm gonna play super hard defense. And you ain't got to do that.
Even after that, I've heard, didn't he just recently catch COVID too? He had
Yeah,
some
he
kind
did. They was out kicking it. They was in Ibiza.
of,
They was in Ibiza
yeah,
kicking it.
yacht party. You know what I mean? Poor decision making, man.
Hey, no, it was a side thing. You see a homeboy from Newcastle. What was his name? Though he put up a thing at the club saying that he just got signed, but he didn't. It was like a joke. Somebody put it up. I forgot who it is.
Oh man!
And like people was going in. Newcastle people went in on him. And it was like because it was like a joke in the club. They put up a thing like you just transferred to such and such. And like people, and he was kicking it like, oh, that's what's up. Like, I'm out.
Yeah. Wow, maybe that's.
I forgot what it was though. I forgot what squad it was. It wasn't Liverpool. It was maybe it was Everton or something. And he was like, "Oh, I'm out. Let me get this paper."
Maybe that's a hell of a segue into this
the
Barcelona,
big news. The big news.
Barcelona saga. I mean, let's break this down, man. There's so many layers to this.
It's so many layers of this. This is the whole segment itself. This is the meat and the potatoes of this, right?
Yeah. Really
So we start out, man. I remember I text messages back and forth, man. And we was like, this has been like a month, like 3 weeks to a month.
And it's so funny because we've speculated on this topic, over the
for weeks.
So
people go back in the archives. It's in there, baby. We got whole episodes.
Right. We've taken positions.
Yeah.
We have, yes.
We honestly thought it would probably be more Ronaldo though, just because he just kind of moved like that. We didn't because remember you gave the whole story of Messi and how like he owes them, and we were like, we don't know how his Stilo is not like that.
Right.
Stilo is like that.
Well, I'm just saying, man, like so many just incredible storylines. I mean, your dad is your agent, so you think that's a good thing. Nobody's going to ever rob you. But how are you debatably, one of the top 2-3 players in the game, debatable top 2 or 3 players of your generation of a complete error.
Yeah.
And your pops doesn't even truly know your contract. I mean, the terms of your contract, like when your contract is literally over, what your options are at a certain given time, or what cards and directions you can go with your career. These are the people around you, and they don't have a crystal clear understanding of your contract. I mean, you talk about TLC getting robbed. You know what I mean? What is going on here? And you remember the tax situation where they wanted to put him in prison. I mean, who's pulling the strings on this man's career?
I don't understand that one, because my thing is that I know they said he could have left in June, right? Technically, or something like that.
I thought my last understanding was it sometime in next year.
Yeah, but I think he could have put in something. They were saying like in June, but he was trying to be cool about it because of the COVID situation, and like he didn't want it to affect what they were planning out going forward.
Well, I mean, you've seen the debacle performance-wise on the field. That was number one. Yeah. And then we talked about the front office when one of his former, teammates was basically the general manager. You know what technical director was what his
director of operations.
Right. And then, they were bumping heads, going back and forth through the media. You know what I mean? You could just see this thing bubble and bubble and bubbling. And then here we are, still not being 100% clear on what the contract terms are, when it expires. I mean, and then that $700 million purchase price is just
ridiculous. That makes no sense.
With the FIFA fair play rules, there's no team on the planet that can pay
because that. Automatically you're going into jail. You going into, if you're paying $700 million, I mean, like, what are we doing here?
Right. I mean, that's never seen before. Anything. I mean, that's just incredible. So it's just a bizarre, man. And then, like, I don't know if you paid attention to the media, how they, following his dad, flying in on the
with flights he owned.
And,
the flight watch.
Condo, he's staying in, they circling the building trying to catch him coming out the building. I mean, it was just incredible, man.
Well, no, my thing is, as Barca, why don't you just let him go at this point?
Well, I mean,
Like,
not being ready.
no, I get what they're thinking. Like, we need another year. But my thing is, get that money off your books.
Man, you didn't even get the farewell tour, all the farewell merchandise. You got to squeeze all your money. I think about when Michael Jordan left.
Right.
You got to squeeze. You know, we got special hats, T-shirts. I mean, we
I
got
mean,
to
yeah,
start a
yeah.
problem.
But do you? But this is the thing though, is that some people say is Messi gonna play at the high? Yeah, he's gonna play at the highest level because he got ego. And at the end of the day, he still wants to be the best ever. And then if you look at his thing, and if Ronaldo goes out and scores 35 goals one year,
Right.
and he just balling out, and you only out here getting 15 and 10 assists,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, well, you ain't that dope no more.
It impacts the legacy. You know, the final story, how it's going to be written out. Yeah, it's important to continue to perform. And
But he can go for
I think
free
that
though
would've been
at the end
really
of next year
interesting to
though,
see
right?
him in the Premier League.
But my thing is, get some money is my point, because he can go for free. After next year. So why don't you just get at least throw me 180 real quick and like.
I mean, I just don't think they're ready. I don't think there's enough time. You know,
We're still gonna qualify top four. There's gonna be no difference. We got 180 with us, 180 to 200 mil sitting there.
Oh man,
We can at least have that in the bank, build on it. Why keep him there hostage almost, basically?
yeah, it's the transition is more important. I think.
Why doesn't Messi say to Man City, yo, pay me on the back end, give me a 4-year deal, but on the front end, I'm gonna take less for you can buy me out for 200 or 180 or whatever.
I think Manchester City and him on salary and accommodations is one thing, but the fee that Barca is
Oh,
going to
you
be
saying Barca's holding this up
two different things. The personal terms, which for contract is one thing. I think Man City and Messi can agree to those terms, but Barca, that's the separate issue. If the exit price is 700 million,
like
I'm,
who's gonna
I'm
pay
not
that?
really coming off that. Maybe come off that by 25 million or so, but I'm not coming off that by no 150, 300 million. Oh no. It's no discount, no 50% off. No.
Yeah. I guess it's no. Do you so like? My thing is like it just feels like it's lame though. You know what I mean? Like it's just lame. Like it's just like a lame situation.
Contract's a contract, right?
Yeah. Contract. Everything is in the
So,
contract. I mean, but Barca's got some players though on the low. It's just like you gonna have to live. They're gonna live some growing pains for a second.
I feel like they are really early on in a rebuild, man. A lot of their players are older and aging out. A lot of the younger, more recent players they brought in over the past tour should be doing certain things, really aren't doing those things. So that's why I think holding on to him, doing the whole farewell tour for a year and then transition out gives you time to really make some real moves. And I think that's the angle they're going for. I mean, you just let them go now. Who knows if you ever really get the momentum back, even if you just got the cash.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Fatih is my dude. That dude is the future for them.
Oh, he's talented. Super
17
talented.
years old? Like.
That'll be a problem.
No, he's a problem. Definitely. I mean, thinking about it overall, like with Messi going to Man City, what would that have? Would that have just been like? I'm assuming all the Premier League tickets would just went up ridiculous for next year.
Yeah,
not even the Man City's playing. No, I'm talking about period, the Premier League period. All the tickets go up.
I would say absolutely. It'd be a spectacle on top of it being a spectacle.
Yeah.
It just would re-cement the fact that the Premier League is the top league to be watched out of all the football, man. That's where the stars reside. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been an incredible watch, man. I'm a little disappointed in it, but I think it's still potential to happen, a year down the road.
Do you think so? Where does Messi go after this year? Do you think it resets and everybody's in the play now because it's a free transfer? So it's like, let's get it because it's a free transfer. Then Man City had the money to be able to get you. Now it's a free transfer.
Yeah, at his age, I think the injury, as long as he's injury free, I think that's the big piece. But I think he still makes that move to the Premier League. I think so. What do you think?
But what is he? I mean, I mean, do you think he still goes to Man City?
It's possible. I mean, they're going to make some decisions as an organization on what they want to do because they may just go with a complete youth movement, as well.
I mean, could you see that them buying him mid-year, like January, around January transfer? Like, I know we was talking about 700 mil before. I mean, we got the little farewell tour. We played at Real. We played at Sevilla. We played a couple of Champions League games. Let's
I
make
mean,
it happen in
I
January.
look at Manchester City as not being driven by one particular star.
And they're
I
not
look
pressed. You said they're not pressed.
They're a collective.
They're the Borg. My
it's a
homeboy
it's,
called them the Borg.
it's a bag of characters. It's a bag of tricksters. You know what I mean? So I don't think they necessarily need Messi to stir that pot necessarily. I mean, because they got the money and resources where they can go, towards this youth movement. You know what I mean? What we're seeing with a lot of these other Premier League teams. But Messi is Messi, man. Once in a lifetime, sort of talent. And if you can get him, I mean, he makes any team better, obviously.
I mean, because he's 33 now.
Yeah.
He'll be 34. I mean, you can get 4 quality years of Messi, right? I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he's a midfielder, man. He's a midfielder. He and in that Premier League, like I'm saying, the physicality.
You think it's gonna be a different grind? You saying?
Absolutely. Oh, it's a different game. It's a different game.
And now, if he went to Italy, and I like Ronaldo going to Italy, you think like we talked about before in the last episode, like he can extend his career to 45.
Yeah.
Being in Italy.
The Premier League is putting your foot on the gas speed of the game wise. Italy from Spain is taking your foot off the gas. You know what I mean? So that's stepping down from Spain's speed wise. You know what I mean? Don't get it wrong. Guys are highly technical and doing incredible things, but the game slows down a bit. I think going to that Premier League, the game speeds up. It's more physical. The weather's crazier. It's not all nice and sunny and warm. When you get to England, their winters are crazy. Cold, winter, fall, snow.
I didn't think about that though, the weather, yeah. And then I was thinking about even more, like Premier League, a team that's 18th place can pop you. Like I don't feel like that within like, La Liga or Serie A or the French League. Like I don't feel like the 19th team can pop you. Like you can lose to Bournemouth one night, like
exactly.
Or Leeds to come in and pop you.
I know. I think you're nailing that right on the head, man. In La Liga, you can take some nights off, go through the motions, but in that Premier League, Wednesday night off the east coast of Portsmouth, you can you know what I mean? So,
you playing the Caribou Cup and they packed in at Leeds.
Yeah.
Shout out to Manchester United that lost our last one.
Right. Those crowds are a little different too as well, man. The hooligans are going, on a Thursday night in the sleet, cold rain, you know what I mean? Versus La Liga, it's a little bit more, pinkies up and
yes, you got your margarita in there popping, martini,
a different type of character.
Yeah, that's real. So, what in your prediction? What happens with Messi this year and next year? What does he go to Man City?
I think the writing's already on the wall. I mean, the last thing that I really heard from him is that he's, said he's staying. He basically admitted he didn't understand his contract, and he threw out and kind of addressed my previous point of what they done for him, as a child with his health, even bigger than football. So he said for that fact alone, he's never going to take it to court and say, well, let's, fight it out over my contract. So basically, long story short, he's staying put. He's going to play with that team, however it turns out, and they're obviously, in a rebuild situation right now. And the future is unknown, so it's going to be something we'll keep our eye on for sure.
So what is the percentage that he re-signs back with Barca? You think?
I mean, just to maybe say this is where I'm retiring my shirt at. I mean, you don't necessarily you could sign the 1-day contract, back. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know
right.
what I mean? 3 years from now. So I finished my career where I started at that kind of thing. So
you think we're gonna see him in the Premier League though next year?
Injuries, man. His age, he's at that critical age, man. Just really.
So then we can segue into the next thing. So if we don't see him go there, do you see him going to enter Miami, or?
Again, his age, I think, really opens up the MLS conversation to being something that's legitimate. He's at that perfect age where he can still dominate the MLS. You know what I'm saying? So I
For
think that
5 years.
right. That becomes very attractive, and then for all those other things we talked about, just opportunity-wise for his family. I mean, all the other businesses and offshoots. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You get to the U.S., man, and, chase the real dream, right?
Yeah. In the U.S. It's going to come up. I mean, MLS, because they pumping too much money into it, man. So, man, we might as well get into it, man. The monkey in the room, man. Jadon Sancho still hasn't signed with Manchester United.
Yeah, man. Let me lead this here because
Go ahead.
I really want to understand, and you're the right guy to tell me what's going on. Now, last time we spoke on this topic, because I replayed it, you were highly confident. The stars
I'm
were
still
aligned.
confident. I'm still confident.
You said he was on the way. It was just a formality of a couple of days. Now, the German club gave you guys a clear, hard deadline that came and went. And, he did the right thing. He reported off to his training. I think they're training in preseason in Switzerland, I believe. So what's going on? I mean, it's a slam dunk, done deal. Now all bets are off. Now, enlighten me, man.
It's real. It's a thing, man. I think because we are our team is owned by American people, man. The Glazers, man. I'm going to the Glazers, man, and I want to share something with our listeners, man. I gotta share this. We have to go and pull this out, for everybody, it's hold on. Let me get the sound. Did you hear the sound?
No, I can't.
Hold on, yeah. Let me get the sound correctly here, man. Just because
I see where you're going.
It's this man. Like, we just trying to get right. I'm just trying to be back with Jadon, man. I'm just trying to be back with him, man.
Wow.
It's a lot of factors with it. Borussia's going to sell him to us. I think they just trying to, he's going to be in Red Devil. It's just going to be win. This is going to be win. Don't get it twisted about certain different levels going on. Look, it could be next year. It took us a year to get Bruno. Shit. Like, we bullshit on Bruno for a whole year and was losing the goddamn Burnley and stuff, though, before he came in. So, I mean, we got to put some pressure on Pipes. We got to, I think, do we play Newcastle first? Yeah, I think we played Newcastle the first game. Let us tie Newcastle. And them wheels gonna start to rolling next week if we tie or lose to Newcastle.
Wow.
With Joe Linton on there.
Man, that's a bizarre list of excuses, and I mean,
it's not excuses, man. It is what it is, though, man. The Glazer family, we did sign Beek, which is a dope signing.
Really, I think that's a panic buy.
Really? No. We needed that, though. We needed that.
Why?
We needed that because we needed that back end thing, though, because we need to, first of all, shout out to McTominay, man. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. Your time is soon to be up. Shout out to you, James, as well. Your time is soon to be up as well.
Wow.
I'm fine. No, I'm fine with sending them off.
Really?
I know James is super fast. I get it.
That's your youth movement right there. That's your homegrown English talent.
But that's our problem. That's our problem. We lean on our youth movement. We lean on everybody being English being there. That's one of our biggest problems.
Wow. Man, that's an incredible, interesting take.
Yeah, man. And hopefully,
I'm seeing buying that midfielder, although he's very talented, I don't see how that makes any sense. You already have a lot of players that play his same position. I mean, of course, everybody likes to have depth, but which one of those guys is out of the shuffle? Is that Mata now? Is he out of the mix?
Matic has got to be in there to a certain extent because he's a good, defensive CDM. He's a good CDM in the back. But he can be, Van de Beek can play the CDM as well and make for you. So, I mean, it's going to open us up. We still got the best midfield in the world.
And it's just, only so many positions on the pitch. So,
but I'm saying, we have the best midfield in the world, though.
Wow. That's incredible. No way.
No, it is.
It's not even close.
Who's got a better midfield than us?
It's debatable. Chelsea right now has a.
No, not true at all.
I mean, that's
We got Van de Beek, Matic, Pogba, and Bruno. We talking about.
No.
I mean, y'all got what? Conte, in the midfield. Who else in the midfield for y'all? Is Havertz midfield? Havertz, right?
Yeah. So
we can segue into that as well.
Kai Havertz, right, from Germany.
Yeah.
He's an
Havertz is dope. I like him a lot. I think that's a better signing even than Werner, though, man. Like, he's dope.
Talk about young in English, Mason Mount. He's proven himself in this past season, so I'm very happy for him to be in the mix. Pulisic, the young American.
Yeah, but he's up front, though. We talking about midfield. He's up front, though.
He's out on the wing more for us, coming
right.
I'm
talking about the three in the middle. It's nobody better than our three in the middle in the world.
I don't think so. I don't like
y'all have the best seven. I would think. But y'all got the worst defense damn near in the top six though.
These past couple of weeks have really shown you the difference in the quality of our clubs, man.
Right, y'all been saving up money though, because y'all ain't been able to do nothing.
We are executing on a plan.
Y'all the dude that got out of jail with a whole bunch of money that they had to go to the strip club.
2 years to look at what we had internally, evaluated that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've pulled the trigger, spending money over $200.
Y'all still spending money though. Y'all still finna spend. Y'all still got more money to spend.
It's over, man. We are the next.
Supposedly y'all trying to get Romero though. Why y'all trying to get Romero from us?
That
don't make no sense.
That's a debatable move, but I think the last piece of the puzzle for Chelsea is we need to get us another goaltender.
Kepa's gone. Kepa's gone. He's literally walking the plank.
If somebody's willing to pay the price tag for him, let him go. But if he's willing to fight for his position, he's young enough and talented.
Same thing with us with De Gea then. And we got Dean Henderson in the background that's coming up. We re-signed him. He's gonna come in. So you in the same situation with us. No. We just have two better goalkeepers. We have two better goalkeepers than you don't.
You guys are a talented team, don't get me wrong, but
our defense is still better than y'all. Y'all have the best front seven.
You have to admit, right now we've taken a leap where we
100%.
Are on pace.
Yes.
We are in a position to win.
Y'all are in third now. We just flip spots. You ain't got nothing.
Stuck in neutral.
Yes, I agree.
And that's just where you are right now. So
we're in fourth. We slid to fourth. I 100% agree. We slid to fourth.
Okay.
But y'all ain't go to second or first. Y'all ain't gonna beat Liverpool or Man City.
I think we're right there.
I don't. Y'all defense is suspect still. Y'all gave up a gang. That's why we beat y'all in the league, because y'all gave up a gang of goals.
I'm just saying, man. When you look at the 11 we can throw out there, man, it's incredible. What the front office is.
What's so funny is what I was saying that we was gonna be is what you're saying now, y'all, because y'all offense is so potent. Because when I was it don't matter if you need no defense. Remember, I always say the same thing. You don't need no defense, and your offense so dope.
Exactly, man. And then I like Thiago coming in, that veteran, in the back defensively. Man, we're gonna be incredible. And then you look at your defense, Maguire. He's still in shambles. He's not playing with England because he's still talking in the media.
Look, he just ain't gonna go back. We just can't play no games in that country.
What even really went down there? I mean, your guy goes to Greece.
It's so many stories. I have no idea what's the true story. He was saying like somebody's messed with his sister. Then they said he was wild and drunk. Like nobody knows. They said they was talking shit to him. They was like, "Oh, you suck," and like he wanted to throw a bottle at somebody. Like
it's a lot of different stories, man. But I'm just showing you.
My whole thing is like you out the country now, man. Just never go back. It's like one of the things like if you got a warrant in the state, you just don't go back to the state.
That just goes to show you the two different clubs. You got a guy that's in chaos. We bring in a calming force, a veteran.
But y'all got too many people though. It's going to be a situation like the Lakers though. What was in the 2003? Where it was like too many people, and it's like everybody want to touch. Everybody gonna want to touch.
About Gary Payton and Karl Malone.
Yeah, the good Gary Payton, Karl Malone. Shaq. What was that power forward? Was it Rick Fox at the power forward?
Absolutely not.
Y'all gonna have to. Everybody gonna want to touch.
That's blasphemous that you would even say something like that.
Everybody gonna want to touch, man. Everybody gonna want the ball in their hands.
This is a young nucleus that they just threw in some top-notch talent on top of, like,
And look, I'm predicting this now. Pulisic is gonna go to Real Madrid.
What's the meat guy when he does the sprinkle of the sauce?
You talking about that?
That's what they just did with this talent.
I'm just telling you, Pulisic is gonna go to Real Madrid, though, y'all.
Eventually, I can see that. Eventually, I can.
Just because he will end up being the best American player of all time if he goes to Real Madrid. We've never had an American player on Real Madrid ever, as far as I can remember.
I believe that to be true. Well, yes. I mean,
actually, this is the highest level of American player ever on a top 6 European. Who's been on a top 16 as an American before this? Even now, he's already positioning himself.
Yeah, he definitely is cementing himself, man. I mean, yeah, when you think, I was thinking about Dempsey. Dempsey definitely performed in the Premier League.
Yeah, but he was on Fulham, so I'm talking about like when you coming in on the Lakers, you coming in on the top team. Yeah.
But I mean, talking about doing the business and performing, putting up the statistics.
He did that.
But I give you that. That's a mid-tier team, Fulham for sure. But so definitely on a bigger scale, this is going to be the time for him to shine. 2021 is going to be a big leap year for him.
And that World Cup is going to be big for the U.S. too. And we can transition a little bit into that. Yeah. With McKinney signing with Juve. You got Reina at Dortmund. You got what's a homeboy at RB Leipzig that scored the game winner against that came off the bench. Like, I mean, they sitting out there, and all these cats under 25.
Yeah. A lot of talent.
Weston re-signed with Man City as they back up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is kind of now or never for the U.S. squad, though, next 8 years.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, man. They definitely have the infrastructure now. It took a few years. They was building out that facility down there in Florida, and then, bringing the kids through. And now you've come through that cycle 2 or 3 times now. So it should be some real fruit coming through. So I'm interested to see what's going on, how it's going to play out.
Do you think that's a good idea for McKinney to sign with Juve with playing time? Like, I mean, they just signed Higuain. They let Higuain go. They just signed Suarez. We'll talk about that in a minute. But, I mean,
it's a roll of the dice, you know what I mean? Signing on a big club and getting playing time at a big club is 2 different things. I mean, it's kind of like the music business. You could sign a Def Jam, but you could be shelved.
Yeah. So how many people was on all these different labels, on Cash Money, on Death Row, and we never saw an album from them,
right?
Ever. Just signed.
But it sounds cool. You had the, the Def Jam chain on you, like I'm on Def Jam, but it's like, where's the music?
Yeah, when you dropping? When you dropping?
I can't tell you that. Just wait.
Yeah, this is coming.
We've seen that with a lot of kids, especially in Europe, man. They go and
they saying Dybala though is moving from maybe from Juve though.
Be interesting, man.
Like, I mean, they talking about it, like he's out there for whatever money you want to throw, you throw it. But the U.S. squad, I guess, coming up soon. They have the Gold Cup coming up. That's a big joint. The bracket, I guess, is set up for maybe them in Mexico to play in the semifinal now.
I haven't seen the bracket yet. Okay.
Yeah, they said it's potential for it to be like that, but I'm like, why would you waste your money like that to even play them games? Why would you even mess up the paper like that to even do that and have Panama or somebody on the other side for you to play?
Yeah,
and nobody's showing up for the final.
It's more about the fairness of how you selected the teams in the first place. Not about the return.
CONCACAF don't need to be fair. It's only 3 teams that you need. It's only 3 teams you need. And look, they need to push Canada more and get some more money, though, too. And go cheat for Canada to get involved more in the games.
No, man.
And shout out to, what's the brother from Canada that balled out for Bayern? They did that juke on homeboy on Barca.
It's killing me because I just looked his name up the other day, man. I just looked him up the other day. Oh, my God.
Dude, he juked him and then hit that lob on him. He
is so quick, so clever, man. Like, he's an incredible talent. Yeah, definitely need to find him.
Yeah, I'm finna pull him up, man. I'm finna pull him up, man. Davies.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, he hit that juke on him, man. I don't even know who that was, man. He hit that juke on him and then sent in that volley right in. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm saying you need to push those Canadians, man. Those candidates got paper up there, man. Let Vancouver, Toronto, that's popping. A game in Montreal,
Sir.
let them popping, man. Let them get down. And they supposedly they got the same kind of movement that the basketball does with Canada right now. What they just got a whole bunch of young
Yeah,
cats.
no, definitely. MLS Canadian teams have definitely grown some really deep roots, man.
So yeah,
And
what is that? So the Canadian Cup? I've been confused about that. So those MLS teams playing the Canadian Cup. So they're playing against other club teams that are in Canada for that, and then they
yes,
come into the MLS Cup on the back end, or
it's I think they use it as a qualification cup to determine the representative for Canada, kind of like the
for the
U.S.
club, with
club-wise.
Mexico and everybody down
Club,
there.
just like the U.S. Cup will have the North American Soccer League, you know, which is basically the minor leagues of MLS.
Right.
They all compete for who represents the U.S. Then in the next tournaments of
So they're basically the Emirates Cup within the U.S. and then the same thing for Canada, where
it's just
if Leeds before they moved up, if they won the whole thing, they would qualify for Europa.
I think the proper term is a qualification tournament for
Okay.
another tournament. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So it's an internal country tournament for representation of uh, the neighboring partners tournament. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, so it's you can win the Canadian Cup and win the MLS Cup, and then it's something that has to probably move around where this person qualifies to go to the Concacaf Club Cup qualifying thing, basically.
Exactly, but then again, like with COVID, I'm not even sure if any of these
Not
rules,
everything's
you
up for
know what I
grabs.
mean? Like that's a whole
Whoever
nother.
show up, basically, is that whoever got 15 dudes to show up, basically, at this point.
Then I just go through my guide and I'm like, oh, okay, we got a tournament game on.
No,
All
no,
right.
no, real talk, man. MLS. Remember we talked about this before. I thought the MLS tournament was just that was the end of the season. They're playing real games now.
Yeah, no, they definitely are, and it's actually a quality product as well,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. No,
And
it is.
not to get off topic, man. Have you taken a look the St. Louis? What is St. Louis SC? Got to
Yeah,
get used to
yeah. It's
saying
St.
that.
Louis. Yeah, it's St. Louis Soccer Club. Yeah.
What do you think of the colors they chose to
I
represent?
don't like the colors. I like the name though. I like the St. Louis City
Okay,
Club. I like that because it's like
gives
y'all
you
county
the
motherfuckers
little
didn't want to pay for it.
the marketing blurb where they say, you know, O'Fallon and the Hill and
Yeah,
Kirkwood. You
yeah. No,
like
I
that?
like that because it's
Okay,
the city's paying for it. So like,
okay.
West County wanted to be that. Y'all don't want to pay for it. We
Uh-huh.
paid for it. It should be St. Louis City
Okay.
Club.
Okay.
Y'all don't want to pay for it.
Man, but
I
I
don't
mean,
like the colors though. I don't like the colors though.
what is that? What would you call that? Fuchsia?
It's like
Salmon?
fuchsia and blue, like light blue or something. Like we in the '90s.
Tartar? What color is
Yeah,
that?
like we in the '90s. I mean, but I think it's
Yeah.
going based off the Missouri flag almost a little bit.
Oh, okay. So is it just the images I've seen? Because I wouldn't say that's a red. I would say that's
It's a
a
pinkish.
fuchsia.
Yeah, it's a fuchsia.
You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
remember the old fanny packs with the fuchsia fanny packs back in the
And like
'90s.
Andre Agassi
Yep.
salmon, you know what I
The
mean?
Andre Agassi Reebok pumps things when you had the little fuchsia pump.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I think that's kind of. I mean, it's gonna rock, man. It's gonna be stupid. It's right there next to Union Station. It's
I
gonna be.
wanna I wanna have a positive outlook. You know what I mean? Positive feedback. I mean, hopefully that'll grow on me. You know what I'm saying? But I do like the name overall,
Yeah, I mean,
man.
I didn't have an MLS club before, man, because I really couldn't identify with MLS club. Now I
Right.
got one. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah. I'm gonna throw that on the Christmas bucket list. If somebody
yeah.
can throw me the jersey, that's
So
cool.
how does the MLS expansion work? Did you get the grab? Is it like any other expansion from any other league, where like
Oh no, it was,
is it like where like you can only I can only protect 10 guys and then everybody else is open for grabs?
yeah. There's gonna be a league. What do they call it? The supplemental draft or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, where you'll have to lock down X amount of players, and then that'll create a pool of draftable players, and then they stack the deck for the expansion clubs and the overall league draft, so that the expansion teams get more talent. And I believe they make some exceptions on signing wise. designated players. You might be able to bring in an extra while you're an expansion team, things of that nature to kind of even the playing field since you're amassing a roster. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, when we get to that point. But I mean, what is 2023? I think right now I'm just like number one. Let me give me a jersey. I've been,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been taking a look
Let's
at
get the jerseys designed first before I
right.
can even get down.
And then I did see they started the season ticket sales, and
Yeah.
maybe that's something we need to talk about offline, man. Because
Yeah.
I'm
No,
curious.
it's not. It's $50, man. I think I'm gonna put in. It's
Oh,
$50 just to reserve your
oh,
spot.
that's it.
Yeah, to
Oh,
reserve a
okay.
spot is $50.
Oh, okay,
To
okay.
reserve a season ticket. Now I don't know where you at now. Like you know what I'm saying with that 50.
When I
But
tried to get to the site, the damn link to the site wasn't even working. So
yeah,
I'm
that's what
like,
I'm
come
saying.
on, St.
That's what I'm
Louis, you
saying. We
got to
got
do
issues
better
with
than
that.
that.
Yeah, we got to be better than
Yeah,
that.
you
Those are
got
the
to do
issues we
better.
got going on with that. The
Right.
fact that you can't even get in on it. Shout out to Real
But
Salt
I
Lake.
think.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No,
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 I was
take it
saying
on.
shout out to Real Salt Lake, whose owner is being forced to give up his club for his comments, basically saying like he basically said I'm going to lay off people because his team his team did not want to play. It didn't play during the situation that happened a week ago when the Bucks came out and a lot of soccer teams. He's like, well, I'm about to lay off people, because y'all want to ride with what I'm talking about. I'm gonna lay off people. MLS was like, nah, you need to sell your team now. They ain't gonna ride. You can't just be like, I'm gonna lay off people just because politically you don't agree with what the players did.
Wow.
So he's got to sell his team now. Shout out to the I want to say his brother, Lloyd Hansen.
Donald Sterling 2.0 sound like.
Yeah. So they saying that this whole article that I sent you, basically they said it was a toxic thing in general.
Yeah, I was trying to take a look at the article, man. My ad blocker is
Yeah, my ad blocker
super
messed
super
me up
super
too.
tight. I'm not able to get in and see it, man. But
Yeah, ad blocker. They've been on with these ad blockers, man. I'm popping
tell
it
me
back up.
more about this guy, man.
Yeah, I'm finna pull it. I'm pulling up
If
here.
he's out of Salt Lake, is he originally from there? I mean, is he like
No, he's from
LDS?
Uruguay.
That's a big
Oh no,
thing.
no, he's not from Uruguay. One of his players is talking about he leaked the opportunity coming there. They basically was like, you got to speak English in the locker room, even though half the team is Spanish.
Mm.
Basically, the ownership
Who
was
who
like,
actually is the owner though? I mean, what's the owner's background? Is he
that's on.
originally from Salt
So
Lake, the owner?
it said owner Delroy Hansen. He owns a lot of real estate there. Um,
Okay.
he said he's mad that players want to not play. Um, He said they actually brought up a lawsuit against them. No, he said his own behavior. Hansen has agreed to sell the team because MLS basically pressed him about it. He said that he offered a public apology. It's my current intention to participate fully with this investigation. There are a lot of stories flying around, basically people saying he was racist. I look forward to people hearing a full story and complete set of facts with himself.
Yeah, man. In this climate, man, I'm not surprised, and that's probably the best appropriate action. I mean, if this guy's truly from Utah and he's prevalent in real estate, like you're saying, that leads me to believe it's probably not a bad bet that he's LDS, and they kind
Oh,
of
you
have a
already know what
certain
that is in general. You
a
know what I'm
certain
saying?
sort of
I've
view
been
or
around some great
perspective.
LDS
So
people though too at the same time, but then it's
yeah.
always that monkey in the room. Though y'all said that black people couldn't go to heaven.
Man, exactly. That community, man, they're very clear in their position. So I'm not shocked, man. And get them out of there, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're not ready for the shake up and to truly have equality, man, I'm loving what I'm seeing from this next generation, pushing the envelope, man, not settling, calling a spade a spade. It is what it is, man. It's gotta roll.
All right, our last topic, man. The Gareth Bale Player of the Week is Luis Suarez going to get that check at Juve, and Gareth Bale is back as well too because he just said like, "Hey, man, I'm trying to go play in China because he's trying to play in China,
Another
trying to get a
last
check in
payday,
China."
huh?
Yeah,
That's
he was like, "Y'all blocking me for going to pay in China. China will pay me like 3 children and like 50 mil a year." Like,
Hey man, China will definitely take care of you, man. That's a
so is
fact.
that the next move for players in general? Is that is basically if you're in your mid 30s, is the move MLS or China at this point,
Well,
basically?
that's the debate. You is it the last payday hurrah in China because they will pay you top dollar as you're aging, out, or the lifestyle and the business opportunities that the MLS, the USA can provide, you know, the Western lifestyle. So I think that truly is a debate for, you know, that sort of player that's at the heyday, the last hurrah of a
Right,
career.
the Jordan summary. So Luis Suarez signs with Juve, man.
Wow.
I don't even know if Ronaldo even cares. I don't even know if he knows. I can see Ronaldo don't even know what other players on his team. But Suarez is the same age as him, so it's like, you know, I remember you from La Liga. You know, it's all, you know.
I think
I
they both.
guarantee he don't know all the players on that team name though. Like I feel like he don't know everybody's name on the team.
You know, he definitely has that kind of arrogance, kind of aura. I definitely see why you say that. But Suarez will be fine. You know,
It's a
out there in
1 year
Italy,
deal too
man.
for like 20, like 15 mil 1 year.
He's gonna score goals for fun. You know what I
You think
mean?
so?
So
You think he's gonna do well in the Serie A?
he's technical, creative. He fits, man. Yeah,
Because
good song.
he was nutting up though, man, in La Liga, man. Like, do you think because it's slower? Is that the thing that we were talking about earlier, where it's
Slower, less
slower?
less pressure. You know what I mean? I think you know Barcelona. It's like the Yankees. You know, there's bright lights on you at all times, and I think that you know takes its toll. I think him going to Italy, man. You know, you're a big time superstar. Don't get me wrong, but it's more. It's a different lifestyle. It's a different level of pressure. So I think you know his natural talent just shine. He scores goals for fun, cash out. Yeah.
All right, we got 2 emails for you, man. These specifically to you, bro.
What's going on?
First one comes from Thomas Hill. He says, "Does it feel like the European game is getting above and beyond every other leagues around the world? When it comes, he said, nationally, he put in the quotes like nations, like so, like nation leagues.
Mm.
Do you feel like it's so much better than everywhere else? Slot love y'all show. Shout out to y'all seeing two brothers do this.
Oh, right on, man. Definitely appreciate the reach out. My opinion, no, I don't think the European countries are dominating the style of play or quality of play. No, absolutely not, man. I think history shows us, you know, every World Cup, man, you see these teams emerging, you know, out of nowhere. Like we've
Like
seen Costa,
Paraguay,
yeah,
somebody.
Uruguay, Costa Rica,
Peru
you
or
know,
somebody. Peru was never
even
good.
Croatia, you know, coming in and really playing Turkey, you know,
Yeah,
showing up and
but
messing
that's
up the
European
style
though.
of
But
play.
Turkey's European. I think,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was talking to Double D. Shout out to Double D. He was saying that they're pulling a lot of the African players a lot more into Europe and like plucking them young, like Fatih. Fatih, they pulled him and his brothers. He got two brothers, I guess. They pulled all them in like 6, 7 years old early from
You know,
Guinea.
you're absolutely right about that. But that kind of leads me into another interesting point. This whole social, you know, injustice and player empowerment, I think, is
Mm-hmm.
the future to change those sorts of things. Because you're
Mm,
absolutely right. You know, like a team like France is pulling in so many African players, really from Senegal. You
yep,
know, they're really Senegalese, but
yep.
they're showing their loyalty when
Or
they're
a
very
Ghanaian.
young.
Or a Ghanaian.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Or from Liberia, you know,
Yeah.
doing the exact same thing. I think hopefully these guys understand their true value, band together, the strength in numbers, and say, no, let's go make Senegal a global power in the football
But
game.
then is it a management thing then of like you sitting there and like we're gonna have to
I
go
mean,
pay for a
man,
Klinsman or somebody to come here and coach the Senegalese squad to get us just like organizationally right.
uh, there's always going to be a couple of generations that got to pay a price and make a huge sacrifice.
Got you.
But these guys that have now accessed the money to be able to build the infrastructure. And we just talked about the U.S. You know
Mm-hmm.
where we should be development player wise. We've sacrificed a few generations to build that infrastructure where now we should be producing that sort of player. We need to see these African countries over the next, you know, 4 to 12 years, we need to see them really invest and capture this talent and keep it on the continent, you know, and develop those teams, man. That's when we really going to be able to say, you know, is the Danish team really as talented as a Liberian team?
Right. You're seeing black guys at all kind of teams you never saw 10, 15
Man,
years ago.
yeah,
Like I've been watching the UEFA Nations Cup and I'm like,
it's a
hold up, man.
rainbow. It's a rainbow, man.
No,
You
I'm
know
saying
what I
like like 2 or 3 brothers like on squad. Like, come on, man. Like Fatih being on Spain is like it is like they got another brother on Spain too, And I'm like, come on, man, y'all getting ridiculous now.
You know, like the two best players are on Norway or brothers. You know, like
Right.
the three of
And
the
on
best
Denmark
players
too,
on
on
the
Denmark
Swedish
too.
team,
On
right?
Denmark too, posting on Denmark.
And I mean, you got all different layers. You got some that are obviously, the
Biracial, right.
production biracial, but you got some who are straight like, yo, he just got his paperwork
Yeah,
signed.
like what's the brother what's the brother from Germany that's their left back? That like
Oh,
he your complexion. Like
yeah, exactly, man. Come on,
come
man.
on, man. Like
Exactly. You
you
know,
straight off, like you straight came in. Like you on Germany or Poland? Come
but I
on, man.
mean, think about it, man. I always look us being from St. Louis. I remember the story of Reggie Germany. Basically signing his loyalty to Ohio State because they gave his mama a Ford Expedition SUV at the time. An Expedition was brand new. I think
No,
that must
people
have
don't
been
understand. No,
99,
they don't understand for
2000.
the younger listeners. That expedition was
you
like
know,
having, I don't even know what, like, I mean, I'm trying to think what it would be. I guess what would it be now equivalent to? Like it was like SUVs not as
man,
dope as big as they used to be. I feel like
right. But at the time,
SUVs was like at the time that was like
yeah,
you gotta, because the Explorer was the first joint like
right.
'91, and then
Explorer
the
was and
Expedition.
a suburban was commonplace at that point in
Yep,
time.
and
Was kind of the
and the
standard,
Tahoe and all that.
right? And
So I
then
guess it would, yeah. So it'd be like having, I don't even know what it would be now. There's no comparison now because
yeah,
SUVs aren't as big as they used to be. They used
yeah.
to be.
But I mean, basically, I'm just saying he signed his loyalty to a club, over an SUV. And so, how can we blame these young African guys, signing
Oh
their
no, I
loyalty
get your
to a
money.
country? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
get your
So,
money.
who knows what they doing for their parents in Senegal or Uganda somewhere? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like absolutely now, Norwegian.
All right. Our last question. This one comes from M. Martin. He says, with this upcoming season in the EPL, who do you all think is a sleeper pick to come into the top four out of the outside the top six?
I think I know where I want to go. I want to say Everton. For a couple of reasons. Liverpool being the champion, them being
Mm-hmm.
literally like across the river. Liverpool is like for our St. Louis listeners, like the East Side.
Mm-hmm.
Everton and Liverpool is like East St. Louis and St. Louis basically. So they're definitely due to try to come back since they're rivals, their arch rivals right across the river. Has been doing so well. They need to bounce back as a club. They got a world-class coach in there, Ancelotti, that's been
Mm-hmm.
very successful in Europe, at the highest of heights. So for him to come to a club like Everton is awesome. And then speaking of Real Madrid, bringing in Rodriguez, him coming
Yeah.
to Everton, that's a big signing for them. So I think they're putting together something and they're motivated. I think they also got a new stadium in the mix as well. So it's a lot of reasons for them to be very successful in 2021.
I'm gonna go with Wolves, man. I'm gonna go with
Mm.
Wolves. They was already sitting on the cusp, man. They could just get outside. I mean, I don't think any of them are gonna be in there, but I mean, if I had to pick somebody in this question, I'm gonna go with Wolves, just because. But at the same time, Wolves is like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation. Like they'll be going hard and knock off like five people, and then they'll lose to Watford. You know what
Man,
I'm
that's
saying?
interesting pick that you say that because I think they sold a guy that I really had my eye on for a minute. I'm probably butcher his last name, but I think it was like Duakar. He was one
Yeah,
of those big Senegalese defensive midfielders that could really spray the ball around it, and he was a problem in the box. And they just sold him recently, so I'm hoping that they
where they sell them to?
reinvest. It's escaping me. It's escaping me who
Is
he just
it,
went
did he leave
to.
the EPL or?
Man, I gotta find him. Whoever he just went to, man, just picked up a real stud. I've been watching him for a minute. Let's see. He is.
Oh,
Man,
I'm pulling them now myself. Let's see.
trying to find it. Let's see which one of us can find it first.
Oh wow, five. They said five Wolves players. Man, maybe I need to take mine back. They sold five Wolves players.
Actually, wow, man, just putting my 2 points together. He just got signed by Everton. So yeah, he's a
Wow.
absolute stud, man. So yeah, him being the
Is it
it's
Cano
like do a car, something like that. DOUCH,
Dikabe?
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so he's the steal, and then Rodriguez being the skill, man. That's a big for Everton. So I definitely can see them making
But is Everton ever going to get up? They're like the they're just happy to be here type of thing.
I think they're flash in the pan, man. I mean, no, they're not typically in that top four, but they're definitely typically in that top 8 conversation.
Yeah, I agree.
They're one of those teams that will beat you on a bad day. If you're not ready, they will beat you. And they're always right there where they just need a couple of dominoes to fall and they can be in that top 4. But if they don't catch the breaks, they could end up 9-12, 9-14 in the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, man. As always, y'all, we'll be back soon, especially season starting next week. So
yep,
we're gonna have a preview. We're gonna do a preview episode hopefully soon. Just previewing the EPL coming up. Just what we kind of think how the table is gonna be. It's a lot of good stuff coming up soon with that. It's gonna be a hell of a season, man.
Yeah,
I think they got a lot of momentum for how exciting the end of this last season was. I think, and the small break is actually great for them marketing wise. When you and it went into the, brought you into the Champions League. Like, oh, y'all back? Oh, okay. Well, I'm back on NBC Sports.
Yeah, they stand in front of us. The game ain't really going away for a season and then coming back. So yeah, man, excited. Definitely to pick how we think the table's gonna play out.
Hopefully next time Jaden Sancho will be a Red Devil soon. We need
keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
No, we gonna get him, man. We gonna get him. I ain't worried, man. Man, Chelsea, look, like I said, y'all out here balling out, man.
I think I'm gonna end on this. I hate to be that guy.
I need somebody investigating y'all. This is just somebody just to sniff around, and see what's going on.
He's good with Putin. He's been a certified multi-billionaire for a long time, so this ain't nothing new, man.
I didn't need somebody to sniff around a little bit, just to see what's going on. Just watch some people leaving from their hotel rooms, see where they go.
Listen, man, I hate to be that guy to say I told you so, but I called this, man. I told you there was gonna be problems getting this signature, and here we are.
You're right, but we got Van de Beek. We're gonna get him. Hopefully we sign I think it's Rosillo or whatever it is we try to sign.
Man, that's incredible. Go from Ferrari to getting a Honda Civic, man. That's an incredible.
No, I wouldn't say it's a Honda Civic. It's a Corvette. It ain't a Ferrari. It's a Corvette.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? We still going 0 to 60 fast. It's just not as flashy. You know what I'm saying? But thank y'all for listening as always. We'll be back next week as always. Peace.